We are here in Budapest, in Hungary, and as you probably noticed, right over there, that is the Hungarian parliament. And it's a big deal because Orbán has been in power basically in that parliament for 16 years now. And it could really be the end of an era. Orbán and Péter Magyar are going head to head for the election. In this video, we're going to look at Péter Magyar and what he's all about. We want to look a bit deeper into who this guy actually is.
What's your take? Who's going to win?
I think it's going to be incredibly close because Orbán has stacked the entire system against TISZA, but I think TISZA might take it by a tiny minority, like maybe a couple of seats only. Not like the polls are saying right now, which is like a massive majority.
We take your word for granted, right?
Yeah, man. I think I know my shit. We made it. We are in Hungary and we're in Sopron, as you can see right here. And we're looking for one guy. Who is that? You'll see. And we're looking for Péter Magyar, but apparently it's kind of empty. Man, he came in like an absolute hero and he walked right past us. And he actually shook his hand, which was interesting. But then when he got to the stage, it kind of died down for a little bit. He was a bit more tame. But I think now he's starting to get a bit more energy, and people are quite liking his words. Now, to really find out who Péter Magyar is, we are here in Budapest with our Hungarian expert who also runs our Hungarian YouTube channel. Szabi, come over here, Szabi. Let's have a little chat. Szabi, I really want to know, Péter Magyar, he was part of Orbán's party, right? Fidesz, I think.
Yes, that's correct. He was actually the CEO of Hungary Student Finance, so he held kind of a high position.
And then, if I remember correctly, there was a scandal in the party, I think. That's why he left it. Can you maybe explain a little bit about that?
Yes, exactly. His wife, the Judiciary Minister of Hungary, actually had to step down because of a huge scandal. This is when he also left the party.
So Péter Magyar and his wife left the party, and then what happened?
Then Péter Magyar made his first appearance in media, where he was very critical of the current government. This is how his political career started outside of Fidesz.
And how did he end up with TISZA? He's now leading TISZA, right? How did that happen?
Because of the time was quite short, he could not make a new party. This is why he took over TISZA, which is the Respect and Freedom Party, just before the EU elections in 2024.
And how did they perform in the European elections?
Actually, for such a short time, they did very great. They got over 30% of votes.
That's incredible.
That is.
So that's a big success. Budapest is like an island of the opposition. In 2022, the last Hungarian election, 17 out of its 18 constituencies went to the opposition, not to Viktor Orbán. And even the mayor of this great city is from the Greens, not from Orbán's government. And that, of course, as you can imagine, is not the best relationship with Orbán. And now the key question is, does the city also support Péter Magyar, or will they flip to Orbán in this election?
Orbán gave me 15 years of reasons to support Magyar.
Now there's actual opposition in the parliament who we feel like can actually bring this change, and make something happen.
Right now, the government that is in power, I don't see they want to change anything. They just want to benefit themselves, and I don't like that. I want change.
De még nem vagyunk a kampány végén. Mindig a végén van vége. És tényleg. És még nincs.
Mi Magyarországnak a legnagyobb problémája?
Magyar Péter. Nem.
A legnagyobb problémája Magyarországnak ez a gyűlöletkeltő politika, amit behozott ide a TISZA vezér úr, Magyar Péter.
Ország, hajrá magyarok, hajrá Székesfehérvár!
Savi, that was a hell of a rally. Like, what really got me was his point where he said, do you want me to be the prime minister or Zelensky? I thought that was a massive point of, like, not even naming Magyar Péter, but basically saying that Magyar Péter is what? A puppet of Zelensky's or a puppet of Brussels? Or how did you interpret that?
Yes, exactly. I feel like he's really mixing the two things together because he says that Brussels supports Ukraine and Magyar Péter is the puppet from both because they are together to get the Hungarian people's money and Hungarian government's money. And if they take it, we cannot do all the development, all the family support that he's very proud of. We cannot carry on with that anymore.
Because that was, I think, his big excuse also of why not enough has happened the last couple of years for Hungarians is because of the war in Ukraine.
Yes.
He said basically if it wasn't for the war, more would have happened, right?
Yes.
I am very surprised to see Kiev on the boards because trains to Ukraine, I didn't know they happened from here. But what definitely is happening here is Ukraine is a massive topic everywhere. And Orbán is really weaponizing it. It's almost a campaign of fear. We heard it in Israeli, we heard it from the people we talked to, it's everywhere. And Péter Magyar is very different. He basically does not talk about it and has very different topics during his campaign. Mainly corruption, mainly that Orbán is enriching his friends. And to show you this corruption in real life here in Hungary, watch this.
And now, where are we going?
We are driving to Orbán's palace and his stadium and our friend from Hungary who is going to give us a little intro. Where are we right now, by the way? Where's this place?
We are right now at Felcsút, which is pretty close to the place where Orbán was born. It's a little village with less than 2,000 people, but it's pretty iconic for the Hungarians because Orbán blessed us with a pretty big stadium here to show what Hungary really is about.
Well,
Yes.
come on, let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this. Because this is quite impressive.
Wow.
Not bad. That is one stadium and a half, that. Well, we're going to have to see a lot more of that. I think there's also a palace, an Orbán palace near here or something like that.
Yeah, to be correct, it is Orbán's dad's because Orbán on paper only has around 20,000 euros.
Ah, but
Yes.
his family.
But his family, yes.
Right. Well, can't wait to see that. Let's go.
Let's go.
This is the road to it, and it looks very private. And we're probably going to be sent back, but fuck it, we're going to try. Apparently, there's zebras. So Orbán owns a couple of, or Orbán's father owns a couple of zebras and zoo animals in this palace or barn, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to see if we can check them out.
And now we're going to?
Oh, now we're going to Budapest. Get the fuck out of here.
Mi is Európához szeretnénk csatlakozni. Nem szeretnénk azt, hogy lezáruljanak a határok, szeretnénk a munkaerővándorlást, tehát, hogy jöhessenek, mehessenek az emberek, hogy mehessenek a gyerekek tanulni Európába, de hogy működjön az Erasmus program, és ez a Magyar Péternek egyes számú prioritása.
One of the few, I would say, posters that support TISZA across the city. And that brings me to the next point, the European Union. What this channel really cares about. A TISZA win would change a lot for the Union. 90 billion euros of funds to Ukraine would be released. The 20th sanctions package for Russia would be enforced. But also, for Hungary itself, it would be great. Billions of frozen funds would be released from the EU to Hungary, helping Hungary's economy. And of course, relationships between the European countries would be restored, meaning that we would have a stronger European pillar here in the world against countries like Russia or Trump, of course, in the United States. Which, of course, if you're a pro-European, is a good thing. My God, what a day, what a day.
Yeah, crazy day. 16 years.
16 years. Well, I hope for the best.
Yeah, let's hope for the best.